Hi, welcome to Chasing Alpha. Yes, we are wearing the same clothes. If you watched our first video, we're shooting a few on the same day because we're still cheap. But welcome back. Thank you for coming. Today's video, as you'll see by the title, it's 10 points or 10 ways on how to choose a good project. One thing we see is people get into projects, they look at one thing, it looks amazing, they buy it, and then they lose a whole lot of money because it didn't really do their due diligence. So DJ and myself put together a bit of a list, so we'll get into that. DJ, do you want to start us off?
Yes, hi everyone. Welcome back again to another episode number 2. Yes,
yes.
As Rod mentioned, we're wearing the same clothes.
History in the making.
Times are tough right now, so we can't afford new jackets.
We've only got one suit because it's a bear market.
No, but in all seriousness, we're shooting a few episodes together, and then because Rod lives an hour away from where I do, so but hopefully in the future we're going to be shooting more frequently. So we need your support for that. So
more subscribers,
please
more
videos. All right. So without further ado, me and Rod wanted to point out the top 10 things you're looking for to give you basically a little checklist while you're conducting your own research, your own due diligence on different projects. So this top 10 list should actually, if most tokens and coins will actually fall down when it comes to when you apply these things to a particular project. Hence, if anyone does survive to the top 10 key points, then you should actually warrants further research into them. So let's get started. So number 1, we've got token utility. So
very important.
Yeah. So current token utility, future token utility. Do they have any utility at the moment? If they don't, then why are we holding the tokens?
Yeah.
And also, if they don't have any current utility, what makes you so sure that they will have future utility? Does the business model support tokenization to begin with? And that's another thing. We can give you an example. A recent one is an Ethos, right? So Ethos, we're going to become basically a multi-universal wallet. They're going to be able to give you offer basically swaps from the wallet. You can do trading from the wallet. You can do diversified baskets of portfolios for big caps, small caps, and all of that. Basically, when they come down to it, they realize that hey, we can't do this, we can't do that for regulatory reasons. So we can't, and we can't do anything really. So what they've got now is a token that can maybe in the future be used as a fee discount mechanism, which is basically an IOU really.
Very, very minimal.
Yeah, so it doesn't really warrant, and hence the price went from the height of from $12 to now it's trading at 12 cents. So me and Rod, we sold our position as soon as we realized this big issue they had, and also the team members had left as well.
Yeah. Can we just point out on Ethos, when it first came out at ICO stage, we did go through all this, and it looked really good, and it was good, and it did very, very well for a while, but a lot of that was speculation. And don't get me wrong, people have made a lot of money off speculation. What we're trying to get at here is long term. If it doesn't have any utility, then it may not do very well. You still may do well, of course. It's crypto. It's the wild, wild west. But what we're also saying is that someone like Ethos, because the token utility now is severely dampened, we've both gotten out of that particular project because we aren't confident of the future in that particular project. Sorry to say that, Shingo, but
hey, all the best. But we're just trying to mitigate our risk, right? At the end of the day, we don't left holding a bag of IOUs really. That's basically value worthless. Okay, so number 2, vision and mission. It's quite important because before most projects out there haven't achieved the end goal or and maybe you can argue aside from Bitcoin, even Bitcoin hasn't reached full market scale. Their transaction speed is slow. They've got less than 1% adoption. It's still in its early stages. So if you look at some projects, their vision is to decentralize the internet or decentralize the way the whole payment systems work. That could be a great vision and mission objectives. And that's a good place to start. If their goal is to just decentralize your food delivery, it's not really aiming for the stars, you know what I mean? And there's no point having $1 billion valuation to something that's just going to give you like, basically Uber on tokenized Uber. So, you know, it speaks for itself. Number 3, team capability and skills, drive, and most importantly, delivery. Is there a track record of the team and the members that you're delivering on time as per their roadmap? And again, if you mentioned Ethos, they've failed at least 3 to 4 occasions, which was big red flags for us, which we ended up re-looking into what it is that gave the value in the first place. And then a lot of people say, oh yeah, cut them some slack. Crypto market is very forgiving. We shouldn't be, you know, because it's unregulated. There's no, there's no remedy. If we were to make a bad decision, we can't do anything about it. We're just basically losing all our money.
Yeah. If you're looking at projects and you're buying into the reasons why they keep on missing their deadlines, there's generally something wrong, because they would have started it out with these deadlines. I thought we could definitely make that happen. Well, if it's come to a time now and they keep missing those deadlines, there's got to be a reason for that. Yeah. And you need to go back to the team. And to be honest, if you go into the team and they won't give you updates on why, well, I know that we don't own shares in a company and don't have any control and things like that, but they should be open why things are happening. And of course, a few delays do happen, but overall, they should constantly be hitting their deadlines.
That's right.
Or
close to it, right?
Close to it. Or people do start to lose faith, and that's where the projects can start to lose momentum.
Yeah, and this whole delivery thing, it's very crucial. I should point out this particular one, delivery number 3, it ties up to the vision and mission, because the delivery execution and whether the project is too big. If the project is, the vision mission is too great for the team to actually deliver on, they don't have the right people, the right expertise, then they'll never meet that target in the first place. So they'll constantly be disappointing us and you. So the execution risk becomes this biggest downside, the biggest flaw. Number 4, what is the network value? And this is very hard to quantify. There are people that have tried to value it. How we do it is by looking at the community numbers like Telegram, Chat, Discord, etc. You look at the ecosystem in general, the team, and how are they? Do they have a sense of cohesion? Do they have goal congruence? Do they all work together to achieve that same kind of objectives? And that's a good subjective way kind of to ascertain network value. Are they slowly increasing the network value? Are they getting more members joining the group? Are they getting more token holders? Are they getting more Twitter feeds, Twitter followers? All these things contribute to it.
Can we also just mention there, like probably advertising is a big part of that as well. Going back to a few projects that we looked at, one of them being Ethos, it had a bit of a decent Telegram following and things like that. But then when it came to the advertising of the actual product, it just absolutely fell over. And they'd promised a lot of advertising, and it never really happened. And it made you kind of question, well, if there's a decent network and these people out there, how come it's not growing? So it is important that they put their project out there, because if they're not putting out for people to know, apart from the hardcore followers like you and I, well then people aren't going to find out about their project and what they're doing.
And number 5 is an indicator. We call a hype indicator, and this is a pro and a con, because if most people find out about a project when this very, very well hyped, right? So a lot of publicity. For VeChain, for example, there are a lot of who happened. Oh yes, this is amazing. They teamed up with DLV, Chinese car manufacturing company. They're going to take this blockchain in the next to the masses, etc., etc. But then all this hype, yes, it might be a great thing, and it adds to short-term value and the token price. But long term, it dries up eventually. You have to give it a few weeks; it'll die down, and the price starts dumping.
Price will start reflecting that. Yeah.
And so and why is it bad? Because you get in when it's hyped up. You buy it at the highest price, and then everyone dumps. You're left holding the bags, wondering what happened. And we'll cover VeChain at a later date. But I just want to mention with this, applying the hype indicator. So We thought, I've been battling with getting into VeChain at that particular time. You got to look at the fundamentals. Always come back to fundamentals. VeChain at the hype, they're only giving you around, VThor, you're generating on between 3 to 5% per annum return. Why would you want to hold that? You can just hold bonds. You can just buy real estate or something. 3 to 5%. The risk-adjusted return is very, very low comparatively. Yeah. This is a high-risk market. So you look at these things to kind of get over this hype. Number 6, current working capital. Do they need to raise more capital? This is a massive red flag, right? So if they don't,
they firstly money, there's something wrong.
Exactly. So they're coming around for a second round of founding.
Second ICO.
Yeah. So this is a big problem. Because it means that they're not very good at managing their money to begin with, or they've mismanaged their money, or it could be a scam. So it's a big red flag for us.
Yeah.
And it's better to avoid than to kind of take the punt, because again, risk adjusted, you're not going to be benefiting from the rewards.
Yeah.
Number 7. Sorry, go on.
So I was going to say, you have to wonder when they first did their ICO. Well, most of them did some sort of ICO. They had a whole lot of money. It would have peaked over December, January if they started last year. They should have sold off some of that and put that in the bank. And if they didn't, and scratching for money, well then something's quite wrong. And you'd think if they did a second round of ICO, they'll probably lose that money again.
And a good example is Syndicator, right? So they've raised the ICO of 15 million, and after the dump, they still had 15 million cash in the bank. That's amazing, money management skills. So if
Done
anything,
well.
So having a good pat on the back for that.
Yeah.
Number 7, are they open to criticism or feedback, as Rod touched on earlier? Or are they hiding behind the notion of do not spread FUD, 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 I hate that saying.
Yeah.
It's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So if a company or any organization doesn't let you criticize them openly or hold them accountable, or just answering questions, they don't deserve your money and your time. And a lot of ICOs that were transparent and didn't have this, now they're starting to have this whole notion of, you're just spreading FUD, blah, 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 blah. But no, we supported you when you needed the money.
Yeah.
You had nothing, we gave you millions, and now you are discounting us. Why?
Yeah. And we're not trying to pull it apart, we're trying to ask some constructive questions, which in fairness should be answered. One, we had an instance a little while ago, we've both been looking at a company called Utrust, or UTK is the coin we're looking at, potentially investing. They are hoping to solve the pain point of being a crypto online payment system for e-commerce. And we were in the Telegram, asked some questions on how it actually works, and asking some pretty direct questions, and most of our questions were actually answered. In fact, I think it's the director or CEO put up a video of them actually using their project, and that was a lot of that was because of a few questions asked by us and a few others. So that for me was a green light on that particular question, because we asked all the questions that we had, they answered it to their best of their ability, and they gave us proof that their project, which isn't quite live yet, looks to actually be working. So for me, it is telling us that we should look further at potentially investing in them. So that was really, really good from Utrust.
Cool, yeah. Number 8 is, do they have a massive token allocation for founding team members? And why do they need that much money to launch a product? You don't need that much money. Most people, like Google was built from a garage. Jeff Bezos created his Amazon from didn't need a high-rise building to start from. He started from scratch. So most of multi-million-dollar big ideas, big corporations start from little humble beginnings. And so. And Ripple, for example, people love Ripple. I don't know why. It's centralized at its core. 60% of these total supply is owned by a few people, and these are the founders. So they can, so they're gonna at some point want to get their money out, and you're gonna be providing the liquidity for them. This is crazy.
All the buy orders are coming from the Ripple holders.
Exactly.
Totally.
They haven't. Like people might say, but they haven't sold out. They're for long term. They're like Satoshi. They're not like Satoshi. You don't know who Satoshi is. It could be, for all we know, those coins are burnt. Which is a very selfless thing.
Yeah. Whereas
Ripple founders, you know their name, you know their background. Come on, Chris Larsen and these people. I don't want to name names, but they don't have the most
most fantastic track records.
Exactly. But hey, they've done pretty well for themselves. Good on them. But should you bail them out? That's the question.
Yeah.
Number 9, capital raised. Now, if they have too much money in the bank, it's a massive red light, should I say, red flag, because, you know, that if you have a little bit of money, not much money, you're going to want to deliver as soon as possible to raise more money, right? To generate revenue and to make profit.
Grow your company.
Exactly. But if you have $1 billion sitting in your account, why would you want to get up in the morning and do anything in the first place? I wouldn't, like, you know.
I would be retiring at 32, heading off to the Cayman Islands.
Exactly. So that's a big red flag for us. And finally, number 10, and I'm just skipping past because, you know, obviously we can touch on certain things later on, but the number 10 is pain point. And what is this project that they're trying to solve? You know, are they trying to create, you know, the next big thing, which, like for example, Uber, they created solved a massive pain point, right?
Not for the taxi companies.
Yeah, well, that's right. For consumers in general. Like, I remember sitting in a taxi and, man, I'm paying $60 to get from A to B.
Mm.
You know, I wish I could just jump on this guy's car, you know, on the motorway and jump in his car and it was almost free, close to free. And it happened. You know, that was a big pain point. They solved that, now they're building their company. So, you know, you got to ask yourself, are these guys going to solve basically, you know, cure cancer or something? You know, what's very important? So that's our top 10 list. So if you can just reiterate, token utility, number 1, vision and mission, number 2, team capability and skills and delivery, most importantly, number 3. Number 4 is network value. Number 5 is the hype indicator, or we call it indicator, trademarked. Number 6 is current working capital. Do they need more money? Number 7 is FUD. Do they use the word FUD a lot? Don't do FUD, don't do this, I'm going to ban you, blah, blah, blah. It's not good. Number 8 is a massive token allocation for founders. Number 9 is capital raised, and do they have too much money? Do they raise too much? Number 10 is what are they trying to do overall? Like, what are they trying to, the pain point they're solving?
Can I just say on number 10, on the pain point, generally number 10 is probably what ties everything together. Because when you first look at the company, the first kind of question you're asking is, well, what do they do, or what are they trying to do? And as you know, DJ said, if it's a coffee token or something like that, well,
Yeah.
Unless it's Starbucks, of course, but if it's something small, well, then it's going to be very hard for it to grow. But if they're trying to solve a decent sized pain point, or they have a really, really good idea which could fit into the market somewhere, then it's got good case for you to look at the other 9 points as to it could be a potential invest in. Well, and crypto's shown that if you do get it right early on, you can do very, very well, even off just one token. So.
Yeah, and also I was going to point out, just touch on what Rod has said. So if you're looking at Starbucks, for example, and they did an IPO, the reason IPOs are better, they better protect consumers than ICOs, because ICOs are basically, they're geared, or they're built to generate money for the founders, you know, at the lowest cost to them at the same time, you know. So they take all the money but give almost nothing in return other than speculation. So, for example, with IPO, you raise money, you know, I would give my money hard-earned savings to Rod, who's starting a business, but I would be essentially a business partner. I would own some you know, my ownership would be equivalent to my investment. And if the company that he was running was not good, all the shareholders can vote them out. Can we vote out from an ICO? Can we vote anyone out? No, we can't.
No rights at all.
We've got no right whatsoever.
Yeah. In fact, I'll tell you something on that. There's both DJ and I, and we invested in what was that coin now?
Which one?
Stop the scams.
Stop the fakes.
Stop the fakes. Anyway, so we put a little bit in last year. Now they've done absolutely nothing, and just last week in their Telegram group, I said, hey, like, what's going on? Like, you've got our money, either give our money back or give us some updates as what's happened with your project. I checked for replies the next day and they deleted my comment in their Telegram. So I could fairly assume that money is absolutely gone. But we thought it was a good idea at the time, and hey, well, we also lost out. So you're not going to get it right every time. What were you going to say, man?
I think you're right, and I think I might add, we didn't actually, because at that time, last year, the market was so crazy, we didn't even apply half of this.
We were just throwing money at everything. And most of it
everything was working out, it was fine, and I'm sure you'd agree.
It was a great life.
It was a great life. Well, what, 6 months and then not anymore, we were in the same suits.
Yeah, that's what we're in the same suits.
But yes, a couple of questions you got to ask yourself. How are they utilizing your funds? It's not their funds, it's your fund, your money.
Yeah.
How much salary are they taking? What kind of, are they in a very fancy office? Popo Chen from, what's his name, Carbon Hood. They got a really nice office. This is nicer than the office that I work for at the moment. We're a pretty big company. It's just crazy. It's just throwing money around because it's not their money. It's our money they're wasting. What have they done to show for it? And why have lockup? And one thing I really don't like, Rod, I don't know if you'll agree with this, is why do these companies have a lockup period? And it's for a defined time period, and it's not correlated or related to any kind of delivering anything, right?
Totally get it. Yeah, I agree.
Without delivering any value to us, to you guys.
Yeah. Tokens sit on your wallet, but they have no value because they haven't unlocked them, and you can't put them onto exchange. You can't do anything. So I don't normally like that either.
Why not tie up remuneration with token value? So if token jumps say 20%, they can take a 20% increase in salary.
Yeah.
Something similar like that. All right, so tune in next time, and we can. That's pretty much it for it. Unless you want to add something further.
All I'd say is, look, these are some rules that we live by. We don't know everything, obviously. Hence, still wearing the same jacket. But if you guys have any ideas on what we can change or some other points to add, please let us know. We'd love you to comment in the box below, or please do also subscribe. We will be starting a Telegram channel, so we will also link that below here. So thank you for that. Subscribe to Chasing Alpha.